Claire says, what do you do when the adverts are on? Nails, hair, different things, depends. Sometimes I take my shoes off. Actually, yesterday, if you remember on the programme, I had a clock missing, which is the big clock in front of me, and it's got the different ads. I'll take a picture of it, actually, and show you on Twitter. Me technical. Never happens. I'm really not a technical person, as you all know. And so if I take a picture of this clock, this is what I did not have yesterday. Wait a minute. Let's do wait a minute, that there. Wait a minute. Okay. And that's right. Producer's hiding because you don't want to see him. But this is this. There you go. Do you know, I love it. Because of the amount of tablets I'm on, I get dreadful handshake. But luckily, they have, I don't know what they call it, self-correcting. You take a picture, which looks blurred, and then it goes click, and it's done it. And so this picture that you're going to look at on Twitter is I'll put it down, my studio clock. But when you look at the picture, my studio click, goodness sake, CK, better. When you actually look at it, you'll be going, oh, right, so how is that useful? And the answer is, it's useful because I only have to look up to see the time, and it's a proper, it's not a real clock, it's a digital clock, isn't it? Not a digital clock, it's an enhancement. It's not digital, it doesn't go 22:33 or something like that. So it's not real, is it? It's a virtual clock. Would it be called a virtual? Am I Chinese or something this morning? What I'm saying is the clock here, it's not actually a... Sorry? Yeah, but it's not a normal clock like I've got a clock at home on the wall. It's a physical clock. This is... It's not digital. That's not digital. Digital is the bit that goes 21:30, 22:30. Yeah, probably... Oh, God. It's on your watch. Yeah, but this isn't digital. This is a normal clock, but it's pretend, isn't it? Do you know, I'm not explaining myself very well. I know it's the real time. I'm really going to come round there and slap the back of your legs in a minute. But it's an image of a clock. Okay, it's not actually... I can't physically take that clock away. It doesn't clip on. It's a TV screen. I'm really going to hit you this morning. And I'm going to be in so much trouble today. But what it is, when you don't have it... I had a digital clock the other day on here, and it said... like 5:35, 5:36, but I need to physically see the clock in the studio. No other programme gets away with this. Seriously, other programmes will be listening, going, like yesterday, what's he talking about? Milk. For how long? About 10 minutes. What's he doing this morning? The clock in the studio. For how long? About 10 minutes again. He managed to get 10 minutes out of the clock in the studio. So to the right of the clock, when you see the picture on Twitter, it's got Mike Live. That means it goes sort of red. And then underneath that... it's got on air, AM and FM. And then underneath that, it's got delay in, FM and AM. Delay in. This programme is broadcast in delay. And then underneath that, it's got the next ad breaks coming up and the timings of the ad break. So I know how long the ad break is. So if it says 1 minute 30, which it does on this thing here, that is not enough time to go to the studio. Interestingly enough, the digital bit is underneath the adverts where it's got 04:35:38. That's the digital bit. The clock is not digital. That's a normal clock, but it's not real, is it? It's on the television. It's not transmitting a clock from downstairs. Yeah, I know it's the real time. This bit I've understood. You're really getting on my nerves. Really this morning is the time when I think... because my boss said to me yesterday, he said, so how's everything with the producers? I said, well, with one of the producers it's fine, but with the other one... you know, it's maybe not. Let's see, no. So that's how it... So that I didn't have yesterday, going back to the original question. It was just blank. It was just blank, and all I ended up with... I can't show you on the other screen. But that's what it was. And I get so used to seeing it in the studio. I sit down, I do the same thing every day. When you sit in the studio, what do I have to do? I have to connect myself into the studio on this little board here, and then I have to adjust the microphone so it's at the right... I mean... just stupid things. Then I've got to put the headphones on, and I do this every day of my life. Apart from Saturday. Saturday is the only day I do not go through this routine. So, you know, what you hear at the end of the day is a lot of pent-up frustration of trying to explain to the producer what a clock is on the screen, and how the digital bit is the 0439 53 54 etc. But on the other side there is a proper clock which has got the date underneath it. So if ever I forget where I am, which is quite frequent in my life, I just go, it's Wednesday the 4th of January 2017. Years ago, I used to have to rely on people to tell me what year it was, so that when I wrote a checkout, because everybody does it, don't they? You write a checkout and you put 2016, and the cashier will go, it's 2017, you thicko. And so you have to cross it out, and then when you write the right date in, then you have to initial it. But of course, nobody writes checks out now. Although, please do not write in and tell me you write checks out, because I appreciate the fact that some people do, but I don't. So, in fact, I pay everything on transferring money over. It's safer that way. Disappears from my account, appears in somebody else's account. They actually send me their sort code, the bank account details, and we just send it over. So the accountant got paid that way, the maintenance on my property got paid that way, and at the end of this month I shall pay my tax by exactly the same method. Phew, got that out of the way, haven't we? Ah. So that's what we do, Claire, when the adverts are on. I mean, sometimes if I have enough time, I can actually get to the loo.